We got a real quick problem with style components that we need to fix. Actually, it's two-part, but they're both related to the same thing. First, when you load the page, you see that you get this warning: prop class name did not match server SCHB blah blah blah, and the client got this. You'll see this a lot in React when you're doing server-side React that also gets re-rendered in the browser. And what's happening here is that the server renders it one way, and then the client renders it another way, and there was a difference between those two. And in this case, it's because we're creating random style components, creating random IDs for each of our components, and then when it hits the front end, it re-renders it and it gives you another random ID. So we needed it to be consistently random, if that's a thing. If you ever see this error ever again, that's because something is different on your server than on your client. So let's go ahead and fix that. The other issue that we have is that when you reload it, sometimes you can see it. Right now it's not showing up for me, but remember earlier we were getting like the blue styling, and just a second later it would kick in. And the reason behind that is because it wasn't actually rendering the styles on the server for us, which is what we need. Otherwise, you get that flash of unstyled text or flash of unstyled content, folk. So to fix it, we open up our _document file, and we're actually just going to add some stuff from the style components doc. So if you Google server style sheet styled components, you're going to see a link to advanced usage. And then if we look for the server styled sheet, you see that it has the docs for that right here. And if we want to use it with Next.js, we need to hook it up to one of their hooks that's called getInitialProps. And what getInitialProps will do is it will wait until that method has been resolved before it sends the data off from the server to the browser. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to this my document extends document, and then above it we'll say static get initial props. And in that, there's a argument that we destructure called render page. Okay. And then in it, we say const sheet is equal to new server style sheet. Boom. Look at that. I know that I keep getting surprised, but this like auto import, it keeps getting better in VS Code. I feel like it's gotten better in the last like month or so. And it's awesome. Then we say const page is equal to render page. And that takes a callback method, which gives us our app, which has props. This is a bit weird. Quite honestly, you just take this from the examples. This is not necessarily something that you'll be coding yourself every single time. But we say sheet, which is our style component, dot collect styles. And we want to, so what that will do is it will go ahead and go through every single component that needs to be rendered out to the page, and it will see if there's any style components in those components. And it will rip out the CSS that it needs and render it out to the server. And then inside of there, we simply just render out our app tag, and we spread our props, ... props. That'll probably give us a red underline. That's fine about spreading the props. Cool. So that gives us an error. I think we probably need to restart this sucker. By the way, sometimes if you see an error like that and like there's nothing in the console here, you got to go to your terminal and you'll be able to see what the error is. First, just restart it just to make sure. All right, we got a bit of an error. Let's dig through it ourselves. So if you get an error like this, don't freak out. It's a little overwhelming. What I like to do is to bring it into a new editor and just kind of look at it here. So error, document.getInitialProps should resolve to an object, but found undefined. Oh, that's because we forgot something here. We forgot to actually grab the style tag. So const style tags is equal to sheet.getStyleElement. Let's just console log that. I want to see what's in there. I'm always curious. Sometimes you take these examples from the docs, but it's helpful to know exactly what's going on in here. And then return an object with the page inside of it. And then we add the style tags along with it. And what this essentially is doing is it's taking whatever the page had to initially get and then adding on one more step, which is gathering all of the CSS. Now I believe I'll restart that sucker. There we go. We got our things showing up. We can look at that console log. It looks like it's just logging out a bunch of React elements that have CSS inside of them. So we'll get rid of that. And then the other thing is we're still getting this issue here. Prop class name did not match server. Okay, so this happens to me sometimes in Next.js. You're like, what? I did the thing. I did it. Why is it broken still? And I found on here in 15 days ago, this is the biggest thread ever, deleting the next folder solved the problem for me. So I bet that's it. Anytime that you fix something, it doesn't seem to actually have taken effect, probably it's a caching issue. So what we can do here is I'm going to kill the build and open it in my Finder. And you'll see in our front end, there is a .next folder, and this has all the cache from everything that we've been building. So sometimes you just need to kill that, delete it, and start that sucker up again. I bet money this will fix it. Oh yeah, it's working. Okay, cool. So that's how you get server-side rendered style sheets and consistent random IDs working in Style Components and Next.js.